women who support Martel, I know it has been speculated that Martel purchased his magazine cover, and perhaps he did. He purchased his magazine cover by landing the right PR person, by not what you know, it's who you know. Okay? Sheree has a lot of connects and people that she knows in Atlanta. That's why you found that Martel tried to be very secretive about this situation, and they did up until the last point. I'm almost certain that Jonelle regrets putting it out in public, but I mean, they had to release it to the public, but they waited, till the last minute. You find that Martel has never put it on any of his social media, Facebook, Instagram, or no other venue, social media outlet, because he knows the backlash that he's going to get and that he's gotten. Okay. And so when Janelle, she indicated when she decided to, title it Survivor, it was because Martel had endured and literally survived the death of social media. He explained to her that he felt like he died. They didn't just try to cancel him, but he felt like it was a death, with the loss of the house, the loss of the businesses, the loss of money, and then, the loss of his name, always keeping in mind. She said she was well aware of, the infidelity and what went on in his marriage. But as a Black woman, she wanted to give him another chance, a second chance, which he deserves, and she's telling, she made a statement saying, Black women, grow up. You're not perfect. None of us is perfect. Let this man live. Why doesn't he deserve a second chance? So she, heard Martel's story, I guess. He did, tell some lies and, try to clean some things up, but really there's no way to clean it up. He indicated that, I don't know if that's what he meant to say, but that is what they printed. That, Ariane didn't get pregnant while he was still with Mel, which we all know is a lie. He changed some of the timeline, it seems, based on the article, but I don't know if that was an error in printing or if he deliberately did that. I'm not certain if, Knox was 4 months when he said he introduced him to the kids, but he has indicated, in other publications that it was love at first sight. It wasn't as hard as, the public, the fans, or himself that he thought it would be. The kids accepted him, and that's what kids do, so kids are nothing like adults, and so Jonelle indicated that, she was aware of the infidelity. He even went as far as, showing her the harsh and the derogatory things that was sent to him online, what he had to put up with, pretty much why he became a ghost pretty much on social media. Because, like I tell anybody, you can't fight against, the computer, or, you can't fight against the internet. Like, it's a no-win situation, the back and forth. And so I guess he just decided to come off the internet altogether. He'll post here and there, but, I guess it was so much. It was so much. The backlash was so much that he just felt like, he didn't want to deal with it, and so he decided to move on from Huntsville, pretty much still living in Huntsville, but to take his business practices and the things that he was, business endeavors or whatever, and introduce it to a whole nother demographic. It all started out with the ministry. That was the start of renewing Martel Holt. It was to get a whole different audience, perhaps people who never watched the show. I guess that was the goal in mind. And then, be involved in the networking workings of Atlanta, hooking up with Sheree, learning and getting to know her peers and, her friends and connections that she has, in the entertainment industry, which she has many, because, her and Jonelle are, friends. And I guess he just dumped, Melnica, or, she probably still handles some things, but I don't believe, I don't even believe that they're friendly at this point. But, that's allegedly, so I don't know. But, yeah, so, Jonelle, she took a liking to him. People say, people that give, a characterization of Martel seems to think he's a nice guy. It's ironic that his relationship with the Scotts, how I always say that, how men can just move on from things. And, Marcel seems to want to continue to blame Melody for the way Martel acted out. Martel seems to think that it's Melody who had Martel acting a fool, in the manner in which he was acting. And, the situation with the 20 women, he seems to want to put that off as well on Melody. Letitia doesn't want to let up off of it. She doesn't even want to deal with Martel because of that. She's saying because he tried to pretty much ruin, her family. And, Marcel is saying, I guess he did that because he had to, because, you and his wife was at odds, so on and so forth. But he's not with Melody anymore, so he doubts if anything like that will happen. But, and so that's another whole controversy. Martel did say it. I don't know who initiated it, whether it was him or Melody, but we heard Martel say it, and Melody has come out recently to say that, no, I was not the one who started that rumor. Pretty much, I guess, saying, I guess she doesn't even know if it's true, but we know it was true because, there was evidence that, Mel said something about the hairdresser, and that also her and Alonda, who were like sisters, very close in friendship, are no longer friends, okay? Because it was another incident took place where Alonda and her mother, Martel threatened Mel that they would come out and say all this stuff about her. So it's a whole thing. It's very sad, the friendships, the families that got destroyed and, affected by this one TV show. Not only the TV show, but it spills over into the internet. So there we have it, guys. This is how Martel paid for his magazine cover shoot on Upscale magazine. It was because he, was at the right place at the right time. He made the right connections, which was Jonelle to be his PR person, who happens to write for the Upscale magazine. And I guess she spoke with the Bronner brothers, whom she is in, business relations with, told them of Martel's story, them being black men, figured they'd give him a chance as a black man. And there we have it. And so Martel ended up on the cover of the Upscale magazine. Also, we have here a Instagram post from Destiny Payton, who also, we all are aware, who also supports Martel, whom she calls her brother, indicating that she's so proud of the big bro, Martel Holt, for landing the cover of Upscale magazine. Destiny was definitely there with bells on. Again, this was a networking opportunity for her and many others. You know, it was a networking, I believe, with his magazine launch was also another event that was going on. Like a networking event, you know, and again, this is what these things are, networking events. There was a lot of top people there, a lot of industry people there, and Destiny was definitely there with bells on, you know what I'm saying, being seen, you know, being photographed by Getty Images and all, you know, all the other photographers, I'm sure, you know, and she was there, you know, in support of Martel. She said, "No one's perfect, and yet everyone deserves a second chance at redoing life and building legacy for their family. I know wholeheartedly God has good things coming for the new year for everyone. Last night was good times, good laughs, good food, and good company." And then, you know, she added a couple of people. So there we have it, guys. Martel Holt lands the cover of Upscale magazine. And that's that. So thanks again, guys, for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.
You look great, Sheree. The bottles look good.
So what?
The bottles look good. Are you gonna do the picture by the bottles? See? Yeah. So that's giving you some type of structure behind. You look great, Sheree.